Thank you, Adrian. Well, nothing wrong with a bit of blue sky thinking here at the Coventry Building Society Arena. The progress that's been made by this club since Mark Robbins returned for a second spell in charge is quite extraordinary for one of the relative have-nots of the EFL. This, however, is Coventry City's first ever dabble with the Championship playoffs, having won the League Two version not long after Robbins returned 5 years ago. Some managers never ever get a crack at the playoffs. Michael Carrick gets to experience it in his first year at senior management level as Middlesbrough look to get back to the big time. The potential for automatic promotion was there for Borough as we approached Easter, and let's not forget that when Carrick took over in October, the side were 21st in the division. But the stunning consistency of Burnley and Sheffield United above them meant that it would be a playoff tilt instead for the Teessiders. A bit of a statistical quirk, these teams would meet on the final day of the regular season 6 days ago ahead of this two-legged semi-final. That finished 1-1 at the Riverside. Both managers named unchanged sides for this game. Coventry, Ben Wilson in goal, Luke McNally, Carl McFadzean, Callum Doyle in the back three. Five across midfield, Brooke Norton, Covey, Gustavo Hamer, Liam Kelly, Josh Eccles and Jake Bidwell. Matty Godden and Victor Gyökeres up front. For Middlesbrough, Zach Steffen, their goalkeeper. Tommy Smith, Paddy McNair, Darrell Lenihan and Ryan Giles in the back four. Hayden Hackney and Alex Mowat are the holding midfielders. Isaiah Jones, Chuba Akpom, Riley McGree in behind Cameron Archer. Quick look at the benches for Coventry. Moore, Panzo, Allen, Wilson, Esbrand, Sheaf, Maguire and Darbo. For Middlesbrough, Roberts, Fry, Barlaser, Dykesdale, Force, Crooks and Bowler. No Johnny Howson. His muscle injury means that even though he's travelled to the Midlands today, he's not part of the Middlesbrough matchday squad. Robert Madley is our referee today. Beautiful bright sunshine directly above us here. Coventry players in a huddle in their all sky blue. Middlesbrough in their first choice colours of red with a white stripe across the chest. And we're all set, Chris Iwelumo.
Wow, listen to that. Look at this, Middlesbrough's going to be kicking off here. For me, you know what you're going to get. They're going to go straight back to the defensive line, try and keep possession of the ball. What I want to see here from Coventry now is that aggression. Front foot, 5-6 players, go and trying to win it back in that attacking area. Because like you say, don't allow Middlesbrough to dominate with the ball today.
We are underway in the Championship playoff semi-final first leg. Middlesbrough are attacking the south stand to our right, where their 2,000 or so fans are. We're sat about 20 rows back in the west stand here at the Coventry Building Society Arena. North stand to our left, west is opposite, and the ball is back with Zach Steffen, the Middlesbrough keeper, just outside his area. Fires the ball out to Tommy Smith just shy of the halfway line, and he goes back in field for the former Manchester United centre-half Paddy McNair.
Ian, they're sitting off them. Paddy McNair and Darrell Lenihan at the back.
Well, Cameron Archer making a run down the left-hand side, but he's offside, says the assistant on this near side, so can't get a free kick. Carry on, Chris.
I am so surprised. There, you look at the ball goes back. They're just basically Lenihan and McNair just in possession of the ball, just outside 25 yards from their own goal. And Matty Godden and Gyökeres is just sitting on the halfway line, saying, all right, play with the ball. I am so surprised they've not went after it, especially how fragile as well Middlesbrough are. If you can win the ball there, force the error, they're now just sitting saying, okay, we concede possession and we're going to play counter-attack football.
There were just over 30,000 here with Birmingham City came for a local derby at the back end of April. I get a funny feeling that the attendance today might well exceed that. Middlesbrough only offered 2,000 or so tickets. There was a bit of a to-do about that, and I think Middlesbrough in turn have only offered Coventry 2,000 for the return leg on Wednesday, which will be live on Talksport 2 Wednesday night at the Riverside. Coventry lobbed the ball downfield, a minute and a half gone. Coventry will have a throw taken quickly by Carl McFadzean, back for his keeper Ben Wilson. Fakes to pass outside the area. Akpom has got his eye on Callum Doyle, so Ben Wilson, the keeper, goes long for Coventry. Look at Gyökeres on halfway, but Middlesbrough win it back. Akpom trying to spin away from Liam Kelly, who fouls him, and that's a free kick to Middlesbrough, just ahead of the centre circle in the Coventry half to our right. 0-0.
He does it ever so well. Chuba Akpom. You know, I think for me, Liam Kelly echoes. They've left him alone. Gyökeres hasn't won his header. Darrell Lenihan's won it. Akpom just finds that space in behind those two defensive midfielders there. They've got to be switched on and be aware that he comes into those positions.
He's taken free kick, but it doesn't find Akpom, who is drifting away to the right-hand side of the area. The ball bobbled over the dead ball line in front of those Middlesbrough fans to our right, and Coventry have themselves a goal kick. Coventry's home form, pretty good during the course of the regular season. 11 wins, 7 draws and 5 defeats, but as we mentioned, Middlesbrough away, bit of a curate's egg. 9 wins and 12 defeats in their away journeys in the Championship season, with just a couple of draws in amongst that. One of those draws at Chris Iwelumo's old club, Stoke City. 0-0 on Talksport, 3 gone in this playoff semi-final first leg. Remember, Sunderland and Luton played last night, with Sunderland taking a 2-1 advantage to Kenilworth Road. That'll be on Tuesday night, live on Talksport at 8 p.m. for the second leg of that Championship semi-final. Liam Kelly plays the ball back to Callum Doyle, who drives up to halfway for Coventry City. Clips the ball with the outside of his boot, thinking Jake Bidwell had made a run down the left, but Bidwell was stood still waiting for the ball, and it flew past him and out for a Middlesbrough throw. 0-0.
Yeah, it's an excellent play from Liam Kelly there, though. Getting the ball, you know, I think he's going into that defensive line, getting it, but he's so comfortable in possession. His distribution's excellent as well, very mobile, gets all over. Callum Doyle in possession there. I think I just need a little bit more from him. You know, it's not on to go with the outside of the left boot. Just keep possession of the ball. Really frustrate Middlesbrough.
Middlesbrough in possession out the left-hand side with Ryan Giles. Now young Hayden Hackney takes over. What a breakthrough season for Hackney in the Middlesbrough lineup, keeping his place as a regular starter for Michael Carrick.
He's been excellent. You know, I think that energy as well, not only with the ball but box to box. He does it ever so well. If I'm going to be overly critical with the quality that he's got, with the strength that he's got, I want more goals from him as well.
Here's Alex Mowat for Middlesbrough in the centre circle. 4 minutes gone, 0-0. Hackney now takes over, lays it back off to Mowat, who's playing in place of the injured Johnny Howson. Now Riley McGree, the Australian, flicks the ball out to Ryan Giles, left-hand side. They're about level with the Coventry penalty area, but the Sky Blues win it back and force a throw by hitting the ball against Hayden Hackney. And it's deafening in here. 4.5 minutes gone on Talksport. Coventry 0, Middlesbrough 0. Here's Chris Iwelumo.
No, well, you see Middlesbrough, you know, they're comfortable in possession, but they do overcommit. And this could play into Coventry's hands. I understand that they've set them up to just sit and allow Middlesbrough to have the ball. But when Gustavo Hamer wins the ball back there, his first, can he hit Gyökeres? Can he hit Matty Godden? And Middlesbrough have to be aware of that. So you're looking at Mowat and Hackney. When one goes, one has to sit and protect as well.
Coventry City are right at the top of the tree when it comes to direct attacks in the Championship. Nobody does it better, as Carly Simon once said. Throw in to Cov. About 10 yards from the halfway line, over on the far side from us, the west stand side. Brooke Norton-Cuffy on loan from Arsenal. Finds Liam Kelly. Norton-Cuffy again, looks for the open space, he's finding Jake Bidwell, charging down the left-hand side, level with the edge of the Borough box, taking on his man, and he wins a corner off Tommy Smith at the north stand end, and we've got up another 10 decibels, 0-0.
Well, it's brilliant. Norton-Cuffy there, great ball out to Bidwell. It was a running race. Bidwell had the better of Tommy Smith there, but what I have to say with Tommy Smith, and I have hammered him in the past because I think he's a player that hides in big games. Excellent defending there. Stops the cross, gets in Bidwell's face. The little fade for cross. He does his job, goes to the line with him, but he stops that cross coming in. Excellent defending from Tommy Smith.
Talksport in the EFL playoffs. Corner to Coventry City. Sent in by Gustavo Hamer. Across the 6-yard box. It took a flick off Cameron Archer's head, the Borough centre forward back defending. Kelly trying to keep it alive for Coventry on the far side of the field. Keeps it in play. There's Liam Kelly. Now Brooke Norton-Cuffy looks back to the halfway line where Luke McNally In fact, Josh Eccles, forgive me, is the last man back for Coventry, and he gives it back to his goalkeeper Wilson, and his ball fired downfield straight onto the head of Ryan Giles. Now there's a bit of head tennis around the halfway line, ultimately won by McFadden, volleying it back to his keeper. 0-0.
Volleyed it back on the halfway line with the outside right of the foot. Technique was outstanding. What I have to say there, Cameron Archer, he has to get a contact. Now there's Coventry shots throwing himself at that. McFadden had to put the ball back in the box here for me. You know, if it's coming back to Nottingham Coffey, the ball has to come in the box. There's 4 or 5 Coventry shots there.
Middlesbrough under a bit of pressure as Gyökeres won an important header down the right hand side, but the away side get it clear, but not for long. Brooke Norton-Cuffy wins it back for Coventry. Akpom though, great tenacious work on the halfway line, but he was fouled as he tried to get away, and Middlesbrough have a free kick. Great strength from Middlesbrough's top scorer. 0-0, 7 gone.
No surprise at all, you know, to Akpom. He finds himself in those little spaces when he's got the ball at his feet. You have to go through man, don't you, to try and get to it. He's so strong. Nottingham Coffey there, that's what Mark Robbins wants from him. You know, he wants to take the risk of getting the ball down and trying to play. Liam Kelly's in there, sweeping up the danger. Does come across in the end, but Nottingham Coffey's just had that a little bit pulling on Akpom's shot there. It is a free kick, but he still has to be brave and try and play when he has the opportunity to. Nottingham Coffey.
No booking for Norton Cuffy, but the Coventry right wing back did have a strong word from referee Bobby Madley. We're back underway. Middlesbrough in possession just shy of the halfway line with their right back Tommy Smith. Goes all the way back to keeper Zach Steffen on loan from Manchester City, and he in turn looks out for Darragh Lenihan. Spent many a year at Blackburn Rovers, of course. Mowat flicks the ball right to Tommy Smith. Gets just toward the halfway line for Middlesbrough. Not much movement ahead of him. Now Akpom makes a run down the right hand side of the box, and it's overhit for him and bounces behind for a Coventry goal kick away to our right at the south stand end. 0-0.
Yeah, I've got to say, I think at the minute Coventry are having the better of it. I think they're allowing Middlesbrough to have it, but as soon as they get possession of the ball, when it's on to play, they play. When they want to go direct, they do. It's coming back too often for me. You know, Gyökeres, you know what he brings. You know, he's got to win those aerial duels. If it comes to body, it's got to stick and allow Coventry to get up. At the minute, it's coming straight back. So again, that'll be a concern.
Coventry 0, Middlesbrough 0 on Talksport with 9 minutes played. Coventry City have possession inside their own half with Gustavo Hamer. Spreads play from left to right, and Norton Cuffy can get up to the halfway line, then touches it infield for Josh Eccles. Eccles has Cameron Archer closing down the space, so it goes across the defensive line from right to left, and now a diagonal ball. We're going to pick out Norton Cuffy on the far side, the Coventry right. Takes it down on his chest, flicks it infield for Liam Kelly. Kelly looks at Bidwell, wants a diagonal ball sent out to this left-hand corner. Cushions is headed out for Hamer. Gyökeres into the area with his back to play, trying to backheel it for Hamer, but there were enough red Middlesbrough shirts back to win possession for the visitors. And now away down this right hand side comes the speedy Isaiah Jones, but he took the ball out of play under pressure on this near side from Gustavo Hamer. 0-0, 10 gone.
Like I said, Coventry, you know, in possession of the ball, excellent. You've got Bidwell and Nottingham Coffey trying to be expansive, staying up the pitch. The big switch of play, both were involved there. Unlike Bidwell, to be a little bit stuck, get the ball in your chest, get at your man, be direct.
Gyökeres comes short, picks up possession with Coventry midway point of the half, flicks it out left to this near side, and Jake Bidwell, and he goes back infield to Gustavo Hamer. Pass along the deck for Eccles, trying to get the better of McGree, but Middlesbrough win it back, and then Archer takes it past Luke McNally and trots toward the halfway line, tucks it infield, neat ball. Mowat plays it across the halfway line to the inside right position, and Tommy Smith carries the ball all the way to the right hand corner of the penalty area, then flicks it back 5 yards or so for Hayden Hackney up to the edge of the area. McGree touches it right once again for Tommy Smith. Hackney again has it, just putting their foot on the ball now. Middlesbrough looking for an option. Again, there's not much movement off the ball for a Middlesbrough player to find, so they end up going back into their own half.
Yeah, it's brilliant from Coventry, isn't it? They're setting up the gaps, they're really putting pressure on. Middlesbrough, for me, I think the ball they can put one in the box if they want, but they want to overplay, they want to really put Coventry to the sword, but the first shuffle across, the distance between the players is perfect at the minute.
Riley McGree, right hand corner of the penalty area for Middlesbrough. The Australian tucks it infield to Tommy Smith, who's come into the centre of the half. Back it goes to Darragh Lenihan just ahead of the centre circle. Hackney now, diagonal ball, looking at McGree, brings it down right hand side of the box, takes it to the dead ball line, chops inside, rolls it back to Smith at the edge of the area, clips it to the far post, looking for Akpom, and it's cleared away only as far as Giles, left hand corner of the area for Middlesbrough. Hackney goes infield to Alex Mowat being pressurised by Matt Godden. Benza going back to the edge of the centre circle. Good possession from Middlesbrough. Good feet from Riley McGree. Gets to the edge of the knee. Into the area. And boom! Off the crossbar. Lifted it over Wilson. But it hit the crossbar and stays out. Giles tries to put it back into the Coventry area. Headed away and back to the halfway line. Big chance for Middlesbrough. And still they come forward. Tommy Smith plays it across from right to left. Mowat inside left channel finds McGree and the left hand corner of the box. Great persistence from Middlesbrough.
What a save from Ben Wilson, by the way.
Yeah.
He's came out, he's had to make himself big. Great movement. Riley McGree, great little close control, little 1-2 with Akpom or Archer it was, and then you know what, Akpom gets himself in behind. Way to pass was excellent. Knew exactly what he wanted to do. Little dink, but Wilson came out, made himself big, got the contact and hit the crossbar. Excellent save.
Isaiah Jones went down right outside the penalty area at the dead ball line under pressure from Bidwell. He wanted a corner, maybe even a foul. Referee gave a goal kick. It is Coventry 0, Middlesbrough 0, 13 gone on Talksport. We're just seeing a replay of that.
What a
save from Wilson from Chuba Akpom that keeps it scoreless.
No, and like you say, that's a goalkeeper's job. Excellent save. You have to be switched on. Middlesbrough using the ball very well. You know, I say overplaying, but they've got moving it with intention as well. Chuba Akpom, the way to pass, his first touch was excellent. Knew exactly what he wanted to do. The save had to be made.
You're listening to Coventry 0, Middlesbrough 0 in the EFL Championship playoff semi-final, live on Talksport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. Ian Danter and Chris Owellamo with you here at the Coventry Building Society Arena. Adrian Durham is here too. And we've got more live football to come later today. The Women's FA Cup final is the centrepiece of the Sunday session. From 2 p.m. with Sam Matterface. Straight after this commentary will be at Wembley. Chelsea against Manchester United in the Women's FA Cup final. Chance for Manchester United to win their first ever FA Cup under Mark Skinner. And then more live playoff football later tonight on Talksport 2 as Callum Doyle just leaves one on Isaiah Jones on this near touchline. It's about to tell you that we've got a League 2 playoff semi-final tonight. Bradford against Carlisle. 6:45 our coverage starts on Talksport 2. Mark Hughes taking on Paul Simpson, the first leg at Valley Parade. Now, Chris Owellamo, what of that challenge by Callum Doyle on Isaiah Jones, right in between the two technical areas?
Yeah, and you know what, Michael Carrick was not happy at all, straight to the fourth official. Very strong challenge, very late from Callum Doyle. I'm surprised the referee Robert Madley hasn't brought the yellow card out there. I think it's the fourth official you see there's communication there, but I'm looking at Michael Carrick now not really having that conversation with the referee, but a yellow card. I think Callum Doyle is very fortunate that he wasn't booked.
Well, Isaiah Jones must think the world's against him in the minute he thought he'd won a free kick down by the dead ball line that was given us a goal kick. Now he's been cleaned out by Callum Doyle and nothing doing. We're just seeing a replay of the challenge. It's the use of the forearm.
Yeah,
a forearm smash in the Mick McManus wrestling terminology.
It's just a little give and go with Isaiah Jones just trying to get down the side. He's laid it back to Smith and then he's going in behind, and Callum Doyle just knows exactly what he's doing. Put the elbow out, the shoulder into the chest, and as a attacking player going in when it's unexpected, it can really throw you there. But very lucky again not to get a yellow card. Very fortunate. 0-0,
quarter of an hour gone on Talksport, and we're back underway. Middlesbrough in possession. Middlesbrough who've hit the crossbar in these early minutes through Chuba Akpom, but touched onto the bar by a brilliant save from Ben Wilson. Oh, Hayden Hackney gets a good touch into the area, feeds it down to Jones, tries to play it across the face of goal. Great sliding challenge. Callum Doyle prevents the cross, out of play for a Borough throw. 0-0.
I've got to say, Coventry are inviting this onto themselves in a minute. You're looking at Matty Godin, Gorkarez. They're about 40 yards from their own goal. You know, that's where they're set up. It's three banks now that Middlesbrough have. That defence defensive line has to step up every opportunity, and what that does, it will force the midfield line on, force the attacking line on. Understand, okay, at the halfway line, but look, they're camped in the middle of their own half. Yeah,
we are craning our necks to our right hand side, Chris, Adrian and myself, here at the Coventry Building Society Arena, because all the action is taking place in the Coventry half of the field, in front of that south stand. Middlesbrough supporters in that south stand, encouraged by what they've seen, no doubt, with 17 minutes played in this Championship playoff semi-final first leg. Coventry 0, Middlesbrough 0. Alex Mowat for the visitors. McGree tries to tease the ball down the left-hand side of the box for Giles, but it's overhit, and Coventry have a goal kick. Don't forget, as well as the Chelsea-Manchester United Women's FA Cup final, Sam and the team, Joe Shen and Leanne Sanderson, they'll keep you updated with what's going on in the 2 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League today. Brentford, West Ham, and the little matter of Everton against Manchester City. Arsenal play Brighton at 4:30. I wonder what Everton might be able to do in terms of a favour to Arsenal before that game kicks off at the Emirates. 0-0 here. Middlesbrough have to do a bit of defending in their own half, but they do it very simply and very straightforward. And it's back with Darragh Lenihan, 0-0.
And Coventry have to win second balls, so when Coventry, because Matty Gordon and Gorkines, when they are in possession of the ball, they do try and stretch it to get in that defensive line of Middlesbrough. When the ball comes direct, if they don't win it, there's such a big area that the likes of Liam Kelly, Eccles and Gustavo Hemel have to make up. They've got to make sure that they're there. If it's only one of them picking up second balls at this moment in time, Middlesbrough, it's the likes of Hackney and Mowat having time just to take it down, turn and completely dictate the game. We have to put more pressure on those players.
Once again, it's Isaiah Jones who's the target for a crossfield pass. It's out of play. Easy to remember, there was a bit of consternation when Chris Wilder let Jed Spence go out on loan last season and gave Isaiah Jones his chance at right wing back, and how he repaid that fate, Isaiah Jones. And he's had another very promising season on the Middlesbrough right hand side. Coventry again try and find Gyökeres, who's been feeding off scraps in these early minutes, but it ball doesn't stick with him. But Coventry have won the ball back inside their own half. Good ball from Gustavo Haber, bit of space for Brooke Norton-Cuffy to run into. The right wing back gets over the halfway line for Coventry. 3 players moving towards the penalty area in case he crosses it, but he stops his run and goes back to the square. Onto the halfway line of Callum Doyle, into the feet of Josh Eccles, who in turn looks out left to this near side for Jake Bidwell. Liam Kelly, the captain for Coventry, only recently back from injury himself, one of those who was part of the Mark Robins League 2 playoff winning side. Eccles tried to loft the ball through the centre for Godden, but too long, too straight, easy for Zach Steffen to claim. 0-0 as we approach the 20-minute mark on Talksport.
Yeah, it's better from Coventry though. I think they've got to be braver in that midfield. You know, likes of Bidwell and Norton-Cuffy always want the ball, but the likes of Eccles and Gustavo Hamer, like Kelly, they have to make sure that their options and get on the ball. I think Matty Gordon has to make that run for Eccles there. You know, it's on, there's all the spaces on this side.
Riley McGree down the left-hand side for Middlesbrough, finds Archer at the edge of the area, back to goal. And it's sent into the edge of there by Hackney looking for McGree, but that was intercepted by Gustavo Hamer, and he just plays it down the right channel, asking Godden and Gyökeres to give chase, and Lenihan almost presented the ball straight to Matt Godden, but Borough have it in the centre circle now with Tommy Smith, 0-0.
Yeah, Lenihan very lucky there, isn't he? You know, I think Gyökeres is obviously filling that space, so he can't go back to goalkeeper Marty Godden. He's just waiting for an error like what just happened. Very fortunate. Never connected with it well, but kept possession for Middlesbrough.
Riley McGree again for the visitors. Out to the left-hand side, and Giles. Hackney tucks the ball infield, lovely ball. Bit of space for Tommy Smith, the Middlesbrough right-back, who comes to the edge of the area. He's got a one-option right, which is Isaiah Jones. Jones faced up by Bidwell and Doyle. Just plays the ball along the deck, and it just rolls straight through to Ben Wilson, who clears it first time of Ashing, but he's overhit it on the half volley. Zach Steffen can chest it down, the other keeper, and start another Middlesbrough counter-attack, 0-0.
Yeah, just giving the ball back. You know, I think the goalkeeper has such a responsibility that when you're under a little bit of pressure, which I've got to say Middlesbrough are a little bit dominant at the minute, it lies with Ben Wilson to slow it down. to give his team a chance to even get up. All got together, understand going from direct play, they're the best at it in the Championship, but it has to be better quality. It has to be right on the money for Gordon or Gyökeres there. You know, not fight balls or straight into the likes of Zach Steffen. It has to be better.
0-0 on Talksport in the Championship playoff semi-final between Coventry and Middlesbrough. Other live sport on the network today. Talksport 2 at 3 o'clock. The Guinness Premiership Rugby semi-final. Saracens won yesterday. What of Sale Sharks and Leicester Tigers who meet. Andrew McKenna will be your commentator. 3 o'clock kickoff over on Talksport 2 for the Rugby Union. Middlesbrough in possession as there have been a lot in this opening quarter, but it's 0-0 still. Akpom having the season of his life with 28 goals to his name. That's way beyond any previous season tally he's achieved, the former Arsenal youngster. And you speak to people like Adrian Clark and Terry Groves, those Arsenal people in the know, they never saw this coming with Tuba either. Not to that extent anyway.
Well, I'm just looking at body language here. You're looking at Gyökeres, looking at Eccles, Kelly breathing heavy. You know, I know it's hot out there as well, but this is what, if you can see possession in, and you're chasing all the time, you have to shuffle across and be switched on and concentrated, it zaps the energy, especially in this heat as well. You know, you have to be better in possession of the ball in that transition. I think Coventry at the minute, when they get it, because they're working so hard without the ball, as soon as they get it, they're trying to go direct, which has been a success for them through this campaign, but it has to be better quality. There's going to be time where they're going to have to get those little passes in and just keep possession of the ball. Don't just get it back to Middlesbrough and then defend again.
And then when Gyökeres tries to get a touch, he fouls his man and gives away a free kick to Middlesbrough just inside the Coventry half of the field. I make it that Middlesbrough have had 2/3 of the ball in this opening quarter of the game, but possession is 9/10 of the law. The scoreline also counts a little bit, and it's still 0-0. McGree for Middlesbrough finds Cameron Archer, left-hand corner of the box, but in speeds Gustavo Hamer, little terrier in midfield, and wins it back. Tried to roll it down the right-hand touchline, but no one there.
No, you don't roll it down. No, Gustavo Hamer, he had a look. He has to turn the Middlesbrough defence. They're on the halfway line.
Tommy Smith coming forward, tries to drive, and it's deflected behind off Liam Kelly for Middlesbrough's first corner, midway through the first half, 0-0.
Yeah, again, it's you come out, you block. Tommy Smith is going for the shot. I have to say, Middlesbrough are really enjoying the game. The players, they're getting on the ball, they're moving it, they're being dominant. Tommy Smith taking a shot from 25 yards. That's saying something. What are we, 20, 23, 24 minutes into the game? They're enjoying it. The players are out there, you know, with the ball at their feet. It takes less out the body.
Ryan Giles on loan from Wolverhampton Wanderers will have the corner kick for Middlesbrough. Left-footed in-swinger, lots of movement, especially to the far post, and that's where it went, but it came off Darragh Lenihan, I think, and just ended up drifting behind. He didn't know much about the header he got on it, and Coventry have themselves a goal kick, 0-0.
Well, McFadden's having a proper chat with McNally there, because McFadden's written up. I don't know if he was blinded by the sun. I'm trying to see where it is, but for whatever reason, I don't know if he's had a shout from behind. Darragh Lenihan thought it was just going to be a normal defensive header. Never really knew much about it. It came off the shoulder of Lenihan there, but like you say, you've got to anticipate that. If he's alive to it, puts the head on it, he's asking a question, isn't he?
Gordon heads the ball in field for Coventry, looking for his strike partner Gyökeres, but again Middlesbrough are there to snaffle the ball back into their possession. McGree in his own half, under a bit of pressure, turn the ball back to the 18-yard line, and now Coventry are trying to push up and compress the play. Here's Alex Mowat, who's on loan from West Bromwich Albion, yet to score since going to Borough on loan. Played out to the left-hand side, and Giles, the other half of that Black Country low-knee posse at Middlesbrough. Hackney plays a 1-2 with Giles, and then tucks the ball in field for Mowat, who's got Matt Godden watching his every move. A couple of players come out to warm up. Josh Wilson, Esbrand, and Jonathan Panto coming out to warm up for Coventry. That's the applause you can hear down beneath us as they move to our left down towards the north stand end. Here's Tommy Smith for Middlesbrough, 0-0. 26 minutes played on Talksport in this Championship playoff semi-final first leg. Great strength from Tuba Akpom, who holds the ball up despite the attentions to McFadden. Has it again on the right wing, Akpom, and then just tucks it back a yard or two to Tommy Smith. Smith goes back to McNair. on the halfway line. Pretty sure Paddy McNair must have played with Michael Carrick in his Manchester United days. Well aware of Carrick's strengths as a player, Carrick's strength as a manager, all too evident in this past 9 months. Now here's Tommy Smith into the centre circle, loose pass though from Mowat. Coventry should win it back and do, and it's played into the feet of Gyökeres, and he tried to roll the challenge of McNair. McNair slid in, won the challenge, and Middlesbrough have it again. Gyökeres having not a lot of joy so far in this opening quarter, and now Coventry get a free kick as McGree fouls his man in the centre circle, and that has been greeted like a goal here at the CBS Arena. 0-0.
Well, I've got to say it's better. You know, Gyökeres, he's feeding off scraps at the minute, but that's not an excuse that when it does come in, it's bouncing off and more often than not. They won the second ball there, and that's what they have to do. That's the biggest concern. If you can allow Mowat, looks ahead of it.
Down the right hand side, wins a corner. Down the right hand side, it was Giles that put it behind. Coventry's second corner of the game at 0-0.
That's what Norton Cuffy and Jake Bidwell have not been allowed to do. That three at the back for Coventry has basically been a 5 because Middlesbrough have been so dominant. They've got to be braver on the ball so that likes of Norton Cuffy can be advanced, be expansive. Jake Bidwell can do the exact same at the other side, and that's what you get when they're direct.
Jake Bidwell will have the corner, left-footed in-swinger at the north-east corner of the stadium. Run being made to the near post by McNally, goes deep to the far post, and Kelly got up highest but couldn't direct the ball goalwards. He headed it a yard or two wide. It's a goal kick to Middlesbrough. 28 minutes gone, 0-0. Adrian's with us today. He'll be taking a trip up the M69 tomorrow because Monday night game night on Talksport. What a game. Leicester against Liverpool means so much to Leicester. Forest got a point yesterday, so did Leeds, putting a bit of extra pressure on Dean Smith. Coverage starts at 6 p.m. from the King Power. Sam Matterface and Danny Murphy will be alongside Adrian. Remember, every Monday night Premier League game exclusive to Talksport this season. Obviously with a throw, 20 yards from the halfway line, and they need a spell of possession, if nothing else, Chris Llewellyn.
No, they do. Even there, when Zach Steffen is got a goal kick, they allow Middlesbrough to play out. They drop into possession.
Bidwell collects the ball just short of the halfway line. Well, his first touch didn't help him. He wanted to carry it forward, but his first touch actually made him check and stay inside his own half. He has it again, though. Inside left position, approaching the left-hand corner of the penalty area. Gyökeres comes out to join him. Looking to jockey Isaiah Jones and drop his shoulder. Rocks it to the edge of the area. Kelly drives it. Blocked up in the air by McNair. Kelly goes again for the second ball. How cleared. Hamer volleys it back into the box, but it screws wide for a goal kick. Didn't really get hold of it to start though, Hamer. And it ends up being a goal kick, but that's encouragement for the Sky Blue fans.
Much better Gyökeres here. The great way to pass into Kelly. He's taking the shot on, if you know, it's heading goalwards as well. He's come off McNair. It's Kelly that's went and kept it alive. Gustavo Hamer takes the shot on. I think Matty Gordon just tried to kind of just steer it goalwards, just couldn't make the connection. But you hear the reaction that got. They have to be better here. They can't allow Middlesbrough to come out from a goal kick the way they do. Everyone else dropped back, and that front three with Gustavo Hamer joining the likes of Gordon and Gyökeres, they're on their own. Middlesbrough play through that comfortably.
However, Lenihan was hurried into the forward pass that he overhit by some distance from Middlesbrough, and it bounced through to Ben Wilson. We've played half an hour in this playoff semi-final first leg at the Coventry Building Society Arena. Ian Danton and Chris Llewellyn with you on Talksport. 0-0 between Coventry City and Middlesbrough. Remember, once all the weekend action's done, Talksport breakfast tomorrow morning from 6. Laura and Ali, when you wake up, best way to start your week off, chatting about all the weekend's sporting action. Crossfield pass from Callum Doyle. What a ball, fully 60 yards onto the chest of Norton Cuffy, but he couldn't get past Ryan Giles, at least not initially, so he rolls the ball back to McNally on halfway.
It's much better from Coventry though. You know, Eccles and Kelly are always showing, always wanting the ball. That has to be done, you know. Middlesbrough will shuffle across. Norton Cuffy's going to be smeared on that opposite side. What's a ball from Callum Doyle there. You know, he's hit it. It allows Giles to get in the face of Norton Cuffy. The first touch wasn't great, but the option's on. That's the way that they have to play.
McFansing Goes back to his keeper, and Ben Wilson, the Coventry goalkeeper, will give it to Callum Doyle, the Manchester City loanee, at the left-hand corner of his own penalty area. Back for Wilson once more. Has to take a touch. Archer is closing him down, but McNally made an offer for a pass out to the right-hand side. Rolls it up forward, looking for Hamer, but it's well intercepted for Middlesbrough by Hayden Hackney, and now Alex Mowat has it back for the visitors. Into the centre circle it goes, and Paddy McNair. There's space for Tommy Smith to his right to carry the ball forward for Middlesbrough. Into the feet of top scorer Tuba Akpom. Put in from Gustavo Hamer though to win it back, and then they give it away, Coventry. Jones has it inside the area, right hand side, running out of room, goes near post, and it's touched behind by Ben Wilson for a Middlesbrough corner. 0-0, but Isaiah Jones carried the ball right into the 6-yard box before he finally decided to shoot from a tight angle.
So got the shot away there. Isaiah Jones took 2 extra touches, in my opinion. But Gustavo Hamer does ever so well, putting the pressure on. Chuba Akpom winning the ball. Callum Doyle gives the ball away. It's poor. But straight away, Middlesbrough's trying to capitalise. Isaiah Jones driving in at goal from on the angle as well for Middlesbrough. Has to take the shot on. Don't pass up the opportunity there.
I was waiting for him to shoot, and he wasn't. It was right on top of Ben Wilson before he let the shot go. But it is a corner for Middlesbrough at the south stand end, and Ryan Giles preparing to take it. Left-footed in swinger into the near post, headed up and out by Josh Eccles, and it will only be a Middlesbrough throw this time on the right-hand side. 0-0 it stays, with 12 minutes to half-time here on Talksport. It's going to be Tommy Smith to take the throw. Not much of an option. Nobody's coming short to him for a moment, although Jones is now just trotting towards this near side. Still Smith has the ball in his hands, waiting to release it back into play. Goes down the right hand side in the end for Riley McGree. McGree tried to tuck it back inside for Smith, who made a run, an underlapping run, and then there's a foul on Matty Godden, I think it is, and it's a free kick to Coventry City in their left back position. Chris Wellamo, it's 0-0.
Well, that's Matty Godden, the striker back in the left back position. He's won the ball back, and the only option is Gyökeres. It was a terrible ball as well. A little bit fortunate, yeah, it's a little push when the pass is made. They've got the free kick, but they need to have Gustavo Hamer's trying to stretch the pitch, give them an outlet, but the quality from back to front from Coventry today has been nowhere near as good as what it has been.
Norton Cuffy for Coventry treads on the ball as he tried to get down the right hand side. Good reaction to try and win the ball back from Cameron Archer, and then in slides Liam Kelly. No quarter being asked or given out there. Hamer wins it back. Great run for Coventry, up to the edge of the area, collides with McNair. Referee says no foul, and McGree tucks it back to Lenihan. Blood and thunder out there from both sides, really increasing in tempo and intensity. 0-0.
It's outstanding from both. The commitment, the desire, the passion shown. Gustavo Hamer there, physical with the challenge. The ball got away from a little bit. Paddy McNair goes, fair challenge. I would say it's end to end, but the energy, the intensity in play from both in possession and out of possession was outstanding. Listen to this, please.
I think the sun's gone in. That might have something to do with it, because suddenly there's a bit more zip about some of the players. 10 to half time. You're listening to Talksport. The Women's FA Cup final coming later. 2:30 kick-off at Wembley. A sold-out Wembley, let me remind you. Chelsea against Manchester United. Sam Matterface will be hosting the Sunday session from there with Joe Shannon and Leanne Sanderson, your commentary team. And don't forget, tonight, 7 o'clock, Talksport 2, Bradford and Carlisle start their League 2 playoff semi-finals with the first leg at Valley Parade. That's live on Talksport 2. You can join Mark Wilson and Neil Redfern from 6:45. Middlesbrough in possession out on the left-hand side. Chris Wellamo.
What I seen from Gustavo Hamer there, I need more of that from him. If you've got Eccles, you've got Kelly protecting, you've got to go up and support that front two, because the quality that he's got, the desire, how direct and powerful he is when he's driving, it's got to be better.
Hamer looked early for Gyökeres, and Gyökeres didn't have the touch he wanted as he drifted out to this near touch line, and it ends up being a Middlesbrough throw. I'm not going to whip Hamer too badly for that pass. I think
it's a good pass.
It is a good pass.
You have to fire it through. You have to put something on it for it to get through that two of Middlesbrough. I've got to say, Gyökeres, it has to be better touch. I understand he's under the pressure from McNeil there, but just be strong.
McGree lofts it over the top down the left hand side of the box. He was looking for the run of Cameron Archer, just overhit. Nice idea. Watched a bit of Riley McGree when he was on loan at my club at Birmingham, when he came over from the MLS side Charlotte, and then he came permanent to Middlesbrough, and he was part of the Australian squad that we saw out in Qatar at the World Cup, and he can play in a number of different positions across that midfield area for his manager.
I think he's excellent. I think his work ethic defensively does a job. With the ball at his feet, he can see a pass. But the timing of his runs into the box for me is the one. He's always arriving at the right time. That late third man run.
0-0. Coventry have the ball on halfway, 8 to the break. Now Jake Bidwell picks it up near side to us, right in front of our commentary position, about 20 rows back here in the West Stand at the Coventry Building Society Arena. Callum Doyle, as Coventry work the ball back to the halfway line. McFadden gives the ball back to Doyle.
Yeah, I don't mind this, Ian. Don't mind just keeping possession of the ball, bouncing it into Kelly, bouncing it into Eccles. The back three getting possession. What I want from Bidwell, I want him to be a little bit more direct. He's chosen to come back a little bit more often than not.
Now Gustavo Hamer finds a bit of space just over halfway. Fires the ball left to right. Brooke Norton-Cuffy can keep it in play. The right wing back for the Sky Blues. Tucks it infield to Liam Kelly. Kelly finds Josh Eccles, who's got Norton-Cuffy with him out on that far touch line. Again, good 1-2 touch football from Coventry. McNally comes forward, laid off by Gyökeres to Hamer, 30 yards out. Couldn't make room for the shot. Lovely ball out to McNally, right wing. Drives the cross against the fullback Giles. Coventry have their third corner at the half. 0-0.
It's excellent. I've got to say, much better from Coventry. Good possession, good passage of play there. The movement was there. Matty Godwin, I wouldn't say fortunate, he was stretching for it. Great little set to Gustavo Hamer. Out to the likes of Kofi. Ball coming in, but Middlesbrough doing the job, stopping that cross from coming in, but much better from Coventry, using the ball well there.
Bidwell again at the north stand end with a left-footed in-swinging corner for Coventry. High looping centre. McFadden goes up and it's headed up in the air to the edge of the box. Akpom gets it further clear for Middlesbrough, but Hamer first on the scene for Coventry and tucks it back to his goalkeeper Wilson, midway point of his own half. First time pass for Eccles, who then looks for Hamer in space on this near side. He then drifts the ball up to the edge of the area, looking for Gyökeres. Good header down though by Giles for Middlesbrough. And now their top scorer Akpom, twisting around the halfway line, looks along the halfway line for McGree, but there was Callum Doyle winning it back. Now Norton-Cuffy for Coventry, driving forward to the midway point of the half, goes for goal, blocked away to the edge of the area. Gyökeres flicks it out left. Bidwell gives it back to the big Swede down the left hand side of the area. Gyökeres trying to drift in between two or three challenges. Bidwell got a shot away, and it was blocked by a forest of red Middlesbrough shirts. And eventually Middlesbrough win a free kick, and the Coventry fans, they're warming up in these warm temperatures. 0-0.
Look, it is a free kick. There is contact there, but Chuba Akpom, he controlled that with his throat. Talk to me about the control. He knew exactly what he wanted to do there. He got the ball down, he invited the challenge, and it's excellent striker play. And that's what I'm trying to say. The ball was terrible coming to him as well, but he had to do it, and he did.
Great use of the Adam's apple by Chuba Akpom. And it's 0-0 on Talksport. I do hope wherever you're listening to Talksport, this atmosphere is coming across you here, because it is tumultuous, and you wouldn't normally, with great respect to Coventry fans, associate this stadium with the sort of racket that we're sitting in amongst, but it's brilliant. And it's a very tense occasion to match. Middlesbrough in possession with Alex Mowat. Up to Akpom, just over the halfway line. Great ball! Isaiah Jones is offside though. Tucks it into the back of the net. Borough fans go balmy for a moment, but the flag was long ticks up against Isaiah Jones, who made a brilliant run, underlapping run, inside right channel, found by Akpom, but the offside flag denies him.
It was tight. I thought Isaiah Jones, he's looking across the line, he's going, how fast he is. He doesn't have to go early. I'm waiting for it to come up on the monitor here for the Zane, because the weight of pass was excellent. He's put it into the back of the net. But like you say, you can't allow that space in the middle of the pitch, because like you say, he can play the pass as well.
Remember, we are in a VAR-free zone here, not at least until the final. All three finals on Talksport at Wembley will have VAR. Now, that cheer is for Ryan Giles, back heading the ball out of play for a Coventry corner at the North Stand end, under no real pressure, 0-0.
Well, like you say, they're asking a question, the ball's coming in. Ryan Giles, he's got to have communication with, I'm looking on the monitor there, I've got to say Isaiah Jones is offside. You know, he's went too early, doesn't have to. But Ryan Giles, you know, I think there he has to defend better. He has to know what's around him.
It's going to be a right-footed out-swinging corner from Gustavo Hamer this time. Into the near post, hits the first defender McGree and is cleared away. Kelly retrieves it for Coventry, knocks it back to halfway for Eccles. Eccles floats a lovely pass out to the left-hand side. Bidwell onside, lofts it into the area, not enough power on the cross, and well cleared by McNair for a Coventry throw, 0-0.
Well, the position for Bidwell is excellent. They're more advanced. The cross touch wasn't great. You want to kill it dead across the ground so he can make his choice. Because it was bouncing, he's just trying to kind of feel it in with the instep of the foot. The connection wasn't great, but it's got to beat the first man there.
Now Gustavo Hamer making a nuisance of himself. Too much for the referee's liking, as he barged into Darragh Lenihan for an aerial ball that was sent downfield. 2.5 minutes plus added time to half-time here on Talksport. And it's a Middlesbrough free kick at the edge of their own penalty area. 0-0 the score. And Tommy Smith is just on his haunches for a moment. I think he got accidentally caught in the face there, but he doesn't need any treatment. And eventually play will restart, and Gustavo Hamer's just having a quiet word with the referee, Bobby Madley, and we can finally get back underway with this Middlesbrough free kick.
Well, you can understand, I think Gustavo Hamer, he's having that word for the fact that I think the physicality of Lenihan and McNair all over him, but he has to be doing better than what he has done. You know, his touch has got to be better when the service is coming up to him, albeit he is good enough scraps.
Get on with it, says the mass ranks of the Coventry City support. Zach Steffen taking his time. We had a great piece on Game Day yesterday prior to the Leeds-Newcastle game about time wasting in the game of football and the art of housery. Zach Steffen certainly killed a few seconds there for Middlesbrough. Throw in on this near side for the visitors, and Tommy Smith gives it back to McNair.
And funnily enough, it's when Coventry are on top in the game, and that's the responsibility of the goalkeeper in this day and age. If they're on top, it's about getting the ball back in play as quickly as they can. If they're weathering the storm and having to kind of manage it, then it's about slowing it down. And you know, it's the referee, the officials, they have to just come out and bring the yellow card out for these exact moments, and it'll get rid of it in the game.
Well, would you have a stop-start clock like they've been advocating? A clock that stops and starts depending on whistles?
Oh yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah, but the first half would last 90 minutes. Ball cleared forward downfield by Ben Wilson for Coventry, way over the head of Matt Godden, who's had so little of the ball, the Coventry striker, in this first half. Now Riley McGree darting down the left-hand side toward the end of the first half for Middlesbrough. He's got help in the shape of Hayden Hackney. Now Giles chucks it back to Darragh Lenihan, just ahead of the centre circle. Tommy Smith to his right. Isaiah Jones has peeled out to the near side, the right wing, but it's with Mowat, who comes in field for Middlesbrough to the middle of the half. McGree again gives the ball out to the left-hand side, and Giles. Hackney now hits a diagonal ball looking for Isaiah Jones, but Bidwell should win that header, and does, but only at the expense of a Middlesbrough throw. And we're into 1 minute of minimum added time at the end of this first half. 0-0. Mowat picks up the ball for Middlesbrough, centre of the Coventry City half. To his left is Hackney, who has the ball now. Now McGree to the left-hand corner of the penalty area, faced up by Norton Cuffy. Gives the ball back out left to Giles. McGree again took the ball back in field. It was almost taken on by Giles, but Coventry send it long downfield, and Gyökeres, trying to make a nuisance of himself, at least wins a throw off Darragh Lenihan to relieve the pressure a little for the home side. 0-0.
Well, that's all he can do. You know, it's not a great ball from back to front from Coventry, you know, but I've got to say Gyökeres there made himself strong, never allowed Lenihan to go up and win the ball comfortably, and he's got Coventry up the pitch with a throw in just inside the attacking half.
Brooke Norton-Cuffy will take the throw for Coventry City. After the ball back to him from Gustavo Hamer is straight back out. And the players are going straight off the field because Bobby Madley says that's enough. And we reach half-time in this semi-final first leg with no goals and only one save, but what a save it was from Ben Wilson to deny Chuba Akpom when played inside the area. Wilson came out to narrow the angle. He got something on it, a hip or a leg, and it deflected up onto the crossbar and stayed out. Coventry have forced a few corners. There was one that flashed across the facing goal that Cameron Archer did well to get a touch on. But generally speaking, it's been all tempo, but not many clear-cut chances. Middlesbrough, though, dominated possession for certainly the opening half an hour. More encouragement for Coventry in the last 15 of the half. At the break, it is Coventry City 0, Middlesbrough 0. Thanks, Adrian. Ready for the off, and Coventry will get us restarted in there, all sky blue, kicking towards the south stand end to our right, as we sit about 20 rows back in the west stand here at the Coventry Building Society Arena. Middlesbrough in there, all red with the white stripe horizontally across the chest. I'll run you through the lineups just quickly. Wilson in goal for Cov, McNally, McFadzean and Doyle, Norton-Cuffy, Hamer, Kelly, Eccles and Bidwell in midfield, Godden and Gyökeres up top. And for Middlesbrough, Stephen the keeper, Smith, McNair, Lenihan, Giles, Hackney and Mowat, Jones, Akpom, McGree and Archer in their starting 11. Tommy Smith has an early touch for Middlesbrough, who've never won in 6 visits to this particular stadium, although they did win when Coventry were playing their home games at St Andrews. That was March 2021, a 2-1 victory for Borough that day. Here they have Brian Giles in possession, left-hand side, level with the edge of the Coventry penalty area, looking to repeat the pattern of the opening stages of the first half where they dominated possession. McGree, lovely ball into the box, head away from Akpom, just got in front of his man but couldn't plant the header on target. Lovely ball tossed into the area by Riley McGree, and Akpom made the run perfectly, just couldn't apply the finish. Goal kick, 0-0.
Yeah, it was excellent movement from Middlesbrough there. Riley McGree, you know what, you can't give him the time and space. Got his head up, great little ball in. I've got to say, Callum Doyle caught his heels there. Akpom got across the front of him, timed the run perfectly. It's just I would say the connection was good, it was just the direction. You know, that's on target, that's in the back of the net. Ben Wilson has no answer there. Just with the form that he's in, I'm surprised that that's not in the back of the net. He's done everything right, bar hit the target.
28 goals, let's not forget that Chuba Akpom has to his name in the Championship. Now Middlesbrough have literally stopped playing. They've just got the ball with Tommy Smith and he's just casually standing on the ball inside his own half, waiting for a Coventry player to close down the angle. Now McNair hits it diagonally long right to left. Giles touches it inside for Chuba Akpom, 30 yards out from goal for Middlesbrough. Oh, gets away from Liam Kelly into the area. Great run from Chuba Akpom, but he runs into too many players in the end. In doing so, however, he wins Middlesbrough an early corner in this second half at the North Stand end, 0-0.
Well, again, it's quality. Middlesbrough just shown there that they can go direct when they want. Big switch of play to Giles, excellent one-touch pass into Chuba Akpom. Time and time again, 2-3 players in front of him there. He just moves the ball over those first couple of yards so quick, got himself way, driving it at 3-4 defenders in the Coventry 18-yard box there, and wins a corner. He is a threat in behind. He does it all very well.
Corner coming in from this near side, the left. Good delivery as well by Paddy McNair, but nobody could get a touch. It drifts out to the left-hand side, and Coventry try and get their number 17 involved, Gyökeres, but he's ended up giving away a throw in on the far side. It's just not happening for Victor Gyökeres so far today. 0-0 the score. Akpom receives the ball just over the halfway line for Middlesbrough, teases it out to Giles, the left back. Akpom again, faced up by Liam Kelly, dropped his shoulder and got away from him a moment ago, but that's a poor pass from Akpom, overhit, behind Alex Mowat, and has a play on the far side for a Coventry City throw, 0-0.
Yeah, surprised Akpom enjoying the game, seeing a lot of touches coming back, being very direct, having success with it as well. A comfortable, easy pass to Alex Mowat, put too much on it, just got to fire that, keep it on the floor, doesn't have to lift it at all the way that he did there.
That's the voice of the Duracell bunny, Chris Iwelumo, alongside me, Ian Danter here at the Coventry Building Society Arena. He gets excited for normal league games, and then along come the playoffs. And Chris hits another level. Middlesbrough trying to hit the levels to get them in front and take a lead to the Riverside on Wednesday. Good skill from Cameron Archer on this near touchline. Gets over the halfway line, and Hayden Hackney lofts the ball up, looking for Akpom. Isaiah Jones, forgive me, but it was comfortably dealt with by McFadzean, and away comes Bidwell for Coventry City. Over the halfway line, down the far left-hand side. Just stops his run and gives the ball back in field to Gustavo Hamer. Hamer, who scored at the Riverside 6 days ago in that 1-1 draw between these two sides.
That's important there, that ball in behind. It should be overhit for Isaiah Jones to get in behind, but McFadzean there done everything right in my opinion.
Kelly lofts the ball into the box for Coventry. Gyökeres at the far post, can't get away from Smith. Volleyed across the face of goal by Bidwell and put behind for a Coventry corner now at the South Stand end. 0-0 it remains on Talksport with 5 minutes gone in the second half.
Well, the cross came in from deep there from Coventry, and I think caused all sorts of problems. Gyökeres at the back post area, he just kept it alive, defended well after, say, Tommy Smith. Bidwell done everything right, just put it back into the danger area, and it had to be defended.
Hamer with the corner, right-footed, whips into the near post, headed almost off the line by Alex Mowat, out to the middle of the half where Coventry retrieve it. Josh Eccles brought down by Isaiah Jones, but play on, says the ref. Kelly with a cross into the box, just drifts away to the far side, but it's picked up by Callum Doyle. Hamer again, left-hand corner of the penalty area, whips the right-footed ball to the far post. Eccles tried to get there, but Jones stepped in front and headed it behind. And it's another corner kick to Coventry City at 0-0.
Now, much better, keeping the pressure on, committing players forward as well, and it's good quality coming in from both flanks there. I've got to say the referee for me got it spot on there, allowing play on, you know, and then they're just keeping it alive. They're winning those first contacts, second phase, they're making sure it's a confident shot that's going and keeping possession of the ball. Good quality coming in from both flanks here.
Jake Bidwell spots the ball down in that corner in front of the travelling Middlesbrough fans to our right at the South Stand end. A left-footed in-swinging corner to come from Jake Bidwell, but not before Bobby Madley spotted a bit of pushing and shoving in the 6-yard box that he wants to clear up. I think Alex Mowat and Victor Gyökeres at the centre of that. Zach Steffen, both arms aloft, trying to make some space for himself, the Middlesbrough goalkeeper. Bidwell delivers the corner deep to the far post. McFadzean heads it down. Where's it going to drop? It drops wide in the end. He was trying to tee it up for Gyökeres, left-hand side of the 6-yard box. Just wouldn't fall for the Swede, and Middlesbrough have a goal kick. It's 0-0.
That's a massive opportunity as well. Great corner coming in, kept alive. Gyökeres and Gyökeres, there's got to be an understanding. Whoever's facing the goal surely got to be the one that coming on to make the contact. They can't just, I think, trying to hold the defender off for Gyökeres to come. So go and take the opportunity on.
I can tell you that when Chris describes holding the defender off, he holds me off. He puts his arm across me, and I ain't moving. When Chris Iwelumo puts his arm across you, I'm not shifting. You've got a slight size advantage over me. Here's Riley McGree for Middlesbrough at 0-0. Good run to the left-hand side of the area, tries to whip it across, and it's deflected behind by Luke McNally, and now it's a corner to Middlesbrough at the other end of the field, the North Stand end, 0-0.
That's end-to-end, isn't it? It's exactly this, like you say, the energy, the effort that both sets of players are putting in, and the quality as well. Riley McGree under possession, under pressure as well, driving forward. He's getting his head up. There's no movement from Archer and Akpom in the middle. You can see after he's just tried to put the cross into a dangerous area. It was cut out definitely very well by McNally there. But straight away you see McGree's reaction. He wants more from the front two.
McNair's corner for Middlesbrough into the near post, looking for McGree, and stepping in front of him was McNally, putting behind for another corner in quick succession on this near side.
Well, if McNally doesn't get a contact there, Ben Wilson's getting called into action, because that corner's coming straight in on goal as well.
Oh, it's the playoffs. It's fantastic. It's just gut-wrench. The playoffs is gut-wrench. That's basically what it is. And that's for the neutrals. Never mind the Coventry and Middlesbrough fans that are inside this stadium. As Middlesbrough prepare this latest corner. McNair deep to the far post with a delivery, headed out by McFadzean, headed back into the area by Giles, and it just couldn't break the Archer, and now a long ball downfield trying to get Gyökeres away, but that's well defended by Tommy Smith, who then holds on to the ball. Gyökeres takes the free kick quickly. Eccles can't get in behind Ryan Giles, and he clears his line. Tommy Smith handled the ball on the deck. Free kick given. Gyökeres tried to take it quickly to get Josh Eccles away, but Ryan Giles was switched on for Middlesbrough.
That was a great ball in behind, stretching it. I've got to see Tommy Smith initially got the interception, lost his footing under the pressure of Gyökeres as well there. Then went and grabbed the ball, pulled it in. Referee was spot on. Free kick to Coventry. They took it quickly, and like I said, they just couldn't capitalise. Giles was back in position.
Brooke Norton-Cuffy for Coventry, near side to us the right, plays a 1-2 with Josh Eccles, still has possession, the Arsenal loanee. Eccles works the ball into the Middlesbrough box, but it's cleared away by Lenihan. Comes back to Matty Godden right inside the area, but he fouled his man, brought down Lenihan, and so Middlesbrough have a free kick inside their own 18-yard box. 10 minutes gone exactly in the second half, live on Talksport at the Coventry Building Society Arena. Hope you're enjoying this. It's 0-0, but for all that, it's fascinating between Coventry and Middlesbrough. Chris Wellerman.
Yeah, it's a silly one there from Matty Godden. Under pressure, keep the pressure on. He was came through at Scunthorpe as a young lad, played a lot of football even then. But he's got the experience now that you don't give silly free kicks away like that there, especially when you're on top. Just you're in the 18-yard box, take the ball down. You're 1v1. Just get it under control. You can't get really challenged.
I'm not sure whether Ben Wilson was going for goal there, the Coventry keeper from inside his own 6-yard box, but got it over halfway at least. Coventry win it back. Good ball from Hamer, trying to get Gyökeres away down the left-hand side. Will he keep it in play? He does. Down by the corner flag and forces McNair to put it out for a Coventry throw. 0-0.
That's excellent. Coventry winning those battles in the middle of the pitch. I've got to say the ball to Gyökeres was excellent.
Well, here's Gyökeres inside the area. Drive is blocked again by McNair. Brilliant defending. But it comes out to the halfway line. Encouragement for the home fans. McNally, diagonal ball. Bidwell puts it across the face of goal and it's put away for another throw on that far side by Paddy McNair. Coventry starting to turn the screw a little at 0-0.
Yeah, they are. They're winning those second balls in the middle of the field, and then off the back of that, in that transition, it's that pass out to either flank. It has been good. Quality coming into the box. Bidwell there couldn't quite make the connection, but everything else is right. Time to run the ball, the weight of the pass. They had 3-4 Coventry shots in the middle as well. That's where he tried to put it. Just couldn't get the right connection from Bidwell.
Ends up being a Middlesbrough throw out on the far side. Coventry's first win of the season came against Middlesbrough on the 1st of October. Gyökeres was the goal scorer that day. Chris Wilder was still the Middlesbrough boss at that time. He was soon replaced by Michael Carrick when Middlesbrough were just above the drop zone. Well, poor touch from McFadzean, and now Middlesbrough have it left-hand corner of the area. McGree tries to send it back across goal. Good block by McNally, but it's still with the Borough. And here's Hayden Hackney drifting into the area, couldn't find Cameron Archer, and Hamer tries to release Gyökeres. Good sliding challenge by Darrell Lenihan, puts it out for a throw. Brilliant defending by the former Blackburn man. Stopped Gyökeres, turning him and launching a Coventry counter-attack. 0-0.
It's a strong challenge here from Lenihan on Gyökeres as well. I've got to say, I think it's a free kick for Coventry because he's came through Gyökeres and taken the ball. But what I will say, Gyökeres has come down on top of him, and wow, he's taken a sore one to the face there as well. It's just basically he's broken the fall of Gyökeres there, and having 16.5 stone of Coventry player on top of you. He definitely felt. Look at this one in the monitor. You know what? I think it's in the challenge that he's made as well.
I'm still recovering from the dig in the ribs he just gave me. I'm going to go home bruised from this. Honestly, Chris Wellermo sat alongside you in a commentary, kicks, heads, every ball. And how long long have you been retired? 5 years?
9 years.
9 years. Well, I'm doing you a disservice there. 9 years. Still kicks every ball. Lenihan's just sitting up after getting some treatment. Just a reminder, more live sport today. The Women's FA Cup final straight after this on the Sunday session at Wembley. Chelsea against Manchester United. Not a seat to be had inside that stadium today. Brilliant for women's football. That's a 2:30 kick-off, Chelsea-Manchester United. Tonight, 6:45 on Talksport 2. Bradford and Carlisle get their League 2 playoff semi-final underway. Before that on Talksport 2, we've got live Premiership rugby in the semi-final of the Premiership. Sale Sharks against Leicester Tigers. Andrew McKenny, your commentator at 3 o'clock. When all that's done, Laura Woods and Ali McCoist reunited on Talksport Breakfast tomorrow morning from 6 a.m. to pick the bones out of everything that's happened this weekend. The playoffs, the Premier League, looking forward to what's to come with the Champions League, both semi-finals, second legs of the Champions League live on the Talksport network this week, including Manchester City, Real Madrid, live on Talksport Wednesday night. Back underway here at the Coventry Building Society Arena. Bidwell will cross into the box. Gyökeres heads it down and just didn't drop for Matt Godden. It was Hayden Hackney back there defending for Middlesbrough who got it clear. Vital for him to be there because it looked like it was going to drop for Matty Godden 6 yards out.
I've got to say it's outstanding from Coventry there. Gustavo Hamer in the middle of the pitch. Fires it to Doyle. Great pass to Bidwell. I think it's an excellent cross in. Gyökeres is moving in the box. I don't understand why he's trying to find Matty Godden. Why can't he go for goal? There's a lot of pace on the cross itself. You know what I mean? Zach Steffen's coming across. Pick your spot in the goal. Ask the question of the goalkeeper. Don't find your striking partner. Go for goal. Be the man.
That's the voice of Cressy Willemo you can hear alongside me, Ian Dante here at the Coventry Building Society Arena. An hour gone in this first leg of the semi-final. Coventry 0, Middlesbrough 0. Just a quiet Sunday afternoon in the Midlands. Good grief, what a racket. It's a great racket. Norton Cuffy infield for Coventry as they try and build again. Liam Kelly out to Callum Doyle. Steps into the edge of the area, might go for goal here, lifted over the bar. Just saw the glory, Callum Doyle there as he got to the edge of the box and lifted a left-footed effort quite a way over the crossbar. Goal kick, 0-0.
Yeah, Coventry really on top. You know, Liam Kelly, Hamer, Eccles, they're winning that battle and it's very, very evident there. Doyle there, he's driving forward. Takes to take the shot with the left, brings it onto the right. He has to take the shot with the right foot there. He's trying to wrap the full body round, wasn't he? And then he just couldn't get any correct purchase on it. Even just lay it off. Just keep possession of the ball. I know you're on the 18-yard line. Ask the question of the goal. Get the shot away.
You're listening to Coventry 0, Middlesbrough 0 in the EFL Championship playoff semi-final, live on Talksport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. Darryl Lenihan, the Middlesbrough captain, finds Riley McGree, middle of the Coventry half, driving towards the edge of the area. The Australian squares the ball infield to Hackney, out to the right-hand corner of the box with a heavy touch from Jones, allows Kelly to win it back, fires it up to Matt Godden on halfway, heavy first touch from Godden, and that allowed Hackney to slide in and win it back.
Yeah, it's a great ball up to Matty Godden as well. He just tried to control it. It's bounced off him. He's got to make him stick. In fairness to Matty Godden and Gyökeres, a lot closer together the second half. And that's causing all sorts of problems. So when Gyökeres comes and tries to run the channel, whatever ball, Matty Godden's there to pick up the seconds there. But when the ball comes up and they're as close together as that, the ball has to stick. Has to stick in.
Coventry 0, Middlesbrough 0. 62 minutes gone. Hackney back to the halfway line for Tommy Smith. Hackney again. What a season that young man has had. 20 years of age. Had a loan at Scunthorpe last year when they got relegated out of the Football League. 2 goals last month. He started to add goals to his game as well. That's a sign for a young 20-year-old in central midfield. Hamer in the Coventry midfield rolls the ball up to Gyökeres on halfway. Hamer again looks to clip the ball out to the right. Eccles is the man making the run. Ryan Giles passes the ball straight to Brooke Norton-Cuffy. Now Gustavo Hamer for Coventry goes for goal from the edge of the area with a daisy cutter that went a good 4 or 5 yards wide. We were right behind that and knew it was going right from the moment it left Hamer's boot, 0-0.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I've got to say, I think the ball from Cassava Hamer to Eccles was a poor one. Hamer goes and chases, really put Giles under pressure. Giles has to be put do better for me. Terrible ball forward, not until he gets hold of it, gives it into Hamer. I don't mind him taking the shot on there. I think Gorkinez was trying to kind of pull away with that angled little kind of chip ball, but Cassava Hamer was very central.
Middlesbrough are doing what Coventry were doing in the first half, giving the ball away, and here comes Brook Norton Cuffy down the right hand side for the Sky Blues, but Borough win it back. Akpom, midway point of his own half, plays the ball out to Ryan Giles, and Borough look to get some more meaningful possession. Although there's still the general stats, it says that Middlesbrough 60-40 up in terms of possession, but it doesn't feel that way just at the moment.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that with the second half. I think Coventry have used the ball very well, taken the opportunity to get those passes in and keep possession rather than the first half where they're trying to go direct very, very quickly. They're being composed, and Gustavo Hamer and Liam Kelly seen a lot of the ball in the centre of the pitch.
Hackney sending the ball through the centre circle, but great sliding interception from Gustavo Hamer. Coventry trying to get on the front foot. Gyökeres, their top scorer, on this near touch line, wins the throw of Hackney.
He's on his own.
Yeah.
He's on his own, Ian. So when that ball comes forward, he's got 2-3 Middlesbrough players around him.
And you're looking on the bench, there's no Tyler Walker today, but Sean Maguire has been drafted back in amongst the Coventry substitutes. Josh Eccles has just sat down inside the Middlesbrough half. I thought he was labouring a couple of minutes ago, actually, Josh Eccles.
Yeah, well, he's looking down, so I don't know if it's around about the groin area that he's feeling something, but he's not right. You see him looking to Sky. I've got to say they were looking exhausted, but he's definitely saying that he's feeling something that maybe that he was carrying it and not having that mobility that he'd usually have. I thought when he chased Giles, he looked a little bit laboured in doing so hopefully nothing too serious.
Once again, the noise goes up to incredible levels as all the rest of the players come to the near side for a kind of impromptu drinks break with 25 minutes to go whilst Eccles gets some treatment and is now helped to his feet. Adrian Durham's going to be hosting Monday night game night tomorrow evening on Talksport. What a game! Leicester-Liverpool, and some of the very best build-up you will hear from 6 p.m. Sam Matterface and Danny Murphy will be your commentary team, and Josh Eccles can't continue, and Jamie Allen is going to come on to replace him. Over 100 appearances here since he joined from Burton Albion 4 years ago. Got a few goals in the Championship as well, Jamie Allen, 6 this season. It's a straight swap in central midfield. Allen on, Eccles off. Our first change of the game with 25 to go.
Yes, again, it's an experienced player coming on, like for like, legs in there, competent, can tackle, mobility, gets all over the pitch. Yes, keeping the pressure on, and I don't mind it at all.
Maybe it was a change that Mark Robbins might have had in mind anyway. Marcus Force is being prepared down beneath us for Middlesbrough's first change. We don't know who for just yet. Approaching the midway point of the second half. Middlesbrough in possession, but deep inside their own half. Tommy Smith has it in the right back position. Michael Carrick just puts his arm round the shoulder of Marcus Force and gives him one or two last words of encouragement before he sends the striker on. Marcus Force, who's not featured since a game against Hull in mid-April, joined from Brentford in the summer, and he's going to come on for Isaiah Jones. That's an interesting switch. What do you make of that?
Isaiah Jones, I think with the quality that he has, he's not seen a lot of the ball at this moment in time. Coventry are completely on top. Marcus Force, I guess that's more of his role. That right hand side, he floats inside. He's an option. He's direct, good quality. He's also a threat. Has more of the attributes, that physicality, aerial duels, all that plays a part. But they have to get back in this match. Middlesbrough is at the minute their second best.
Remember, this game, the second leg is live on Talksport 2 on Wednesday evening. I'll be up at the Riverside with Adrian Clark alongside me for commentary of the second leg between these two. And don't forget, the other Championship semi-final second leg is Tuesday night That's here on Talksport. Luton against Sunderland. Sunderland 2-1 up from the first leg. Jim Proudfoot and Dean Ashton will be at Kenilworth Road for you. Now Coventry sending the ball right to left. Jake Bimble does really well to keep it in play from a Luke McNally pass. Now Hamer drives it up to the edge of the area. Poor touch allows Norton Cuffey to get a piece of it, but then it's won back by Hayden Hackney, and Lenihan gives the ball back to his keeper Stephen, who clears from inside his own 6-yard box with Gyökeres bearing down on him. Ball clipped into the centre circle. Heavy touch from McGree for Middlesbrough. One back for Coventry by Callum Doyle. Now Gyökeres making tracks down the left hand side. He won't reach that. He's quick, but he's not that quick. And it's a goal kick to Middlesbrough, and Gyökeres and McNair have a little word with one another as the ball's respotted for the goal kick. 0-0.
Yeah, you know, that's a great battle. Gyökeres, McNair been at it all game. A few little words exchanged there. Well, you see, he's mobile. He's enjoying this game. The second half, I thought first half he was poor. Simple as that. I'm sure there'll be a few harsh words said from the manager, and he'll know himself. But he's been better. An absolute outlet. Ball stick. He's been in positions where he's on his own, but again he keeps possession. He wins throw-ins, free kicks for Coventry, gets him up the pitch. And what I'm seeing from Coventry now is starting to have that confidence, play out from the back, using the likes of Allen and Hamer to bounce the ball off of. You know what I mean? And the quality has improved from back to front massively.
28,774 in attendance today. Can get over 30,000 in here, but they did restrict the number of Middlesbrough fans that could attend, and Middlesbrough have done tit for tat by saying, right, you can only have 2,000 for Wednesday. Free kick for Middlesbrough. Akpom is fouled by Kyle McFadzean midway point of the half. You're listening to Talksport. In the playoffs, in the Championship, Coventry City's first ever Championship playoff campaign. Middlesbrough, who won one of the first ever playoffs back in 1988 when they beat, get this, Chelsea to get into the then first division. Yeah, Chelsea were a second division team once, kids. It's a long time ago. It's a lifetime ago. Free kick to Middlesbrough. Midway point of the Coventry half. Hackney can go right or left. In fact, he goes back into square to mow it. That allows Coventry to press up on the two midfielders, and kind of a wasted opportunity for Middlesbrough as they have to go back into their own half. But they've kept possession. Paddy McNair tucks the ball back to Stephen. McNair got Gyökeres closing him down. Well, they nearly gave the ball away in the worst possible position, and McNair and Stephen are having words with one another. 0-0.
Well, Zach Stephen's right. You know, this is the way that he wants to play. Paddy McNair's asking the ball. Now he knows when he receives it, he's going to have Coventry players on his heels there. He has to move the ball quicker. Took far too much time, and Zach Stephen's got every right to have very harsh words there.
Liam Kelly for Coventry City as they work the ball themselves back to the halfway line. Carl McFadzean, square ball for Callum Doyle. Doyle just steps inside force for a moment. Now McNally looks for Norton Cuffey, right wing, looking to take on Giles into the area right hand side to the byline, tries to pull it back. Good defending by Giles, prevented the corner, and Middlesbrough clear up to halfway. Archer tried to get away from Gustavo Hamer. Hamer stepped in front of him, bought the foul. Free kick in the centre circle for Coventry City. 18 minutes to go in this first leg. 0-0.
Well, it's better. Fantastic from Gustavo Hamer there. Just coming back. As soon as that ball goes in behind him, he's there. So just to let Cameron Archer know that he can't give too much of it away. Got his body between ball and man, and just invited that contact for the free kick there for Coventry.
Liam Kelly for Coventry lofts the ball to the right hand corner of the box. He was looking for Norton Cuffey, but the ball just drifted over his head, and Middlesbrough will have a throw deep in their own half in their left back position.
I like Norton Cuffey. I think he brings a lot, flair. I need more end product from him. He's seeing a lot of the ball. Yeah, he's driving, he's direct. He's won a couple of corners when he's had the opportunity to put the ball in the box. He doesn't have to beat the man again. He doesn't even have to beat the man. If the man steps off him, which it has been on a couple of occasions from Giles, put the ball in the box.
It says on my page he's 19. He doesn't look 19.
No, not at all. Not at all. End product, though, Ian. End product. That's what you want.
On loan from Arsenal, Norton Cuffy, and England under-20 international. He and Callum Doyle will go out to Argentina for the under-20 World Cup once their playoff commitments with Coventry are completed. Here's McGree for Middlesbrough, playing the ball into the area behind Akpom and Archer, and Gustavo Hamer was back in his own penalty area, clearing his lines out to this near touchline for a Borough throw, 0-0.
Well, it's excellent movement again from Riley McGree. As he's running out, he's looking there. Both Archer and Akpom made the same run. One of them has to drop off and hang around that penalty spot, 18-yard line. Gustavo Hamer defensively knows his responsibility. He gets in there, intercepts that. I've got to be critical. Can he keep possession of the ball rather than just put the ball out to play? No, he's there. Keep possession of the ball. Can he find a Norton Cuffy?
Akpom driving through the centre of the field up to the edge of the area. Tries to feed it through for McGree, but there are enough sky blue shirts back to win it back. McFadzean hits it long. Looking at Gyökeres, headed down by Tommy Smith, and Alex Mowat on the scene to help tidy up very nicely for Middlesbrough. Mowat's playing because Johnny Howson is still making his way back from a muscle injury. Be interesting to see whether Howson's involved on Wednesday night.
Yeah, but Mowat has experience of the playoffs as well with Barnsley and that, so fantastic technical play as well. Not had as much game time that he wants, but when asked upon, he knows the game. He knows what he has to do in that position.
Akpom back into the centre circle, and Middlesbrough have it with Paddy McNair. We're approaching the 75-minute mark on Talksport. It's still 0-0 in this first leg. Hayden Hackney and Alex Mowat, the two Middlesbrough defensive midfielders, send the ball forward. Akpom is fouled. McFadzean trying to get his foot round to win the ball. Free kick given by Bobby Madley. Again, right in the centre of the Coventry half. The last time Middlesbrough had a free kick here, they made a right Horlicks of it and ended up going back to their goalkeeper. What will they do here? 0-0.
Well, McFadzean, I think it's excellent defending. You know, I think you have to go all the way when the likes of Akpom drops into that kind of 10 space, you know, rather than passing it on and taking responsibility. So it's what it's all about. I think it is a free kick, very soft one. The referee was perfectly positioned, so I can't argue with it, but excellent defending from McFadzean. Akpom definitely knows that he's in a game.
So Alex Mowat and Hackney standing over this free kick. It is dead centre of the Coventry half of the field, with Middlesbrough attacking the north stand to our left in this second half. And Mowat, hand on hip, deciding where he wants to go, right or left. And again, he's gone backwards a square like they did before to Tommy Smith. Smith, though, might look to be a bit more progressive. Out to Marcus Force on the right-hand side. And again, it's not gone in the box. Middlesbrough being very conservative with these free kicks.
Yeah, but this is the way that Michael Carrick wants him to play. He wants them to get the ball down, and he wants them to get those touches and passes in around 18 yards, the attacking third. For me, Alex Mowat there has to go direct to either Marcus Force or this side Giles.
Well, I was waiting for something different compared to what we saw from that exact same position
they're going
3 minutes
backwards.
ago.
They're allowing Commons just to step up and put them under pressure, and look what happens. And they force the area, a big ball to play. That's why Giles and Force are so expansive. They're always an option.
Coventry Building Society Arena packed, over 28,000 here, and so many replica shirts. And of course it's shirt sleeve order today because it's lovely sunny weather, so those replica shirts are even more in evidence than you'd normally find. In slides McNair to stop Gyökeres getting away down the left hand side, but it is a Coventry City throw level with the Middlesbrough penalty area. Gyökeres takes it quickly, gives it back to Callum Doyle, the centre half, drifts in field. Little touch from Jamie Allen out to the left hand side, and here's Gyökeres again. Left hand corner of the area. Callum Doyle now looking to drift inside. Marcus Force leaves it for Gyökeres. First time cross deflected up in the air by Middlesbrough. Back, and Akpom at the edge of his own penalty area, trying to turn away from trouble, and it's only half cleared onto the chest of Liam Kelly. Brings it down, stabs it forward to Jamie Allen. Allen looks for Norton Cuffy on this near side. Chris Williman just saying, get forward, get forward.
There's Norton Cuffy there, you know, I think he's got an opportunity to run it at Giles.
Well, he might get a chance to cross it now as it's played out to him. Brilliant ball, brings it down at the byline, faced up by Giles. Left-footed cross is deflected up in the air, headed away, hooked back towards the penalty area. by Bidwell, but it goes back out of play for a goal kick, 0-0.
Well, I'm looking at that, but the ball comes in from Norton Cuffy, and I don't mind it at all. It's like a little bit of a deflection. The referee's looking at McNair, he's looking at Gorkares. The shot of Gorkares is getting pulled by McNair. Okay, the ball's coming in, they're just trying to read the flight of the ball. You can't do it. It's just a silly one. The referee, if he gives a penalty, he's got to be right to.
Gustavo Hamer wins the ball back from Coventry, tried to slide it into Jamie Allen, brilliant interception, and now Middlesbrough can counter. Akpom brings the ball over halfway, and he's fouled by, he has fouled McFadzean, and it's a free kick to Coventry, and a warning for Chuba Akpom from Bobby Madley.
Well, I think it's a poor decision from Madley there, right? Because Gustavo Hamer fouls Akpom there, and he plays that, that's no advantage. He's got to bring that one back because it's basically Gustavo Hamer's trying to stop the break from Middlesbrough. Yes, it's a strong challenge from Akpom on McFadzean.
Yellow card.
It should be a free kick to Middlesbrough in that little moment, that little phase before that.
Bobby Madley clearly thought that advantage had gone. I think that's what Chuba Akpom is saying to the referee, but it's fallen on deaf ears. Just stuck out his leg a bit far and caught McFadzean on his inset as he tried to release the ball. Anyway, it's a Coventry free kick. 11 minutes to go on Talksport. Still 0-0. Akpom yellow carded for that challenge, and Coventry get the ball into the middle for a half out on the left hand side with Liam Kelly. Infield for Hamer, trying a first time ball around the corner. Let's quickly get to Wembley, the Women's FA Cup final. Chelsea against Manchester United. Joe Shannon's got the team news.
4 times winners Chelsea bring in Mielda, Fleming and Kerr. Carter, Cankovic and Harder drop out. One change for Manchester United playing their first major final. Captain Zelem returns. Bo Risa drops out. Wembley sold out, live on Talksport from 2:30.
Thank you, Joe. Sunday session with Sam Matterface from 2 p.m. We'll also keep you updated with the 2 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League. Brentford, West Ham and Everton, Manchester City. Here's Gustavo Hamer for Coventry, going for goal, deflected away by Darren Lennon, but straight to Brook Norton-Cuffy in the right wing position. He puts the ball back into the box, headed out by Lenihan. Hamer retrieves it for Coventry, might go for goal again, chips into the area looking for Godden, again Lenihan's there to clear it away for Middlesbrough. 3 times in a row the centre-half had to be in the right place at the right time.
Well, it's excellent defender, isn't it? No, I think great quality coming in from Gustavo Hamer there. Asked the question, the shot, the block from Lenihan as well. It was definitely goal was behind, wasn't it? It was a fantastic strike, but just keeping the pressure on. Winning the second ball. Gustavo Hamer has been the main man in the second half for Coventry City.
Are you like this when you're watching telly with your missus? But don't think of it, something decent happens. My left eye's in trouble here. Brook Norton-Cuffy for Coventry, down the right hand side, takes on Ryan Giles, left footed ball into the box. Gyökeres go for a header, won't drop for Bidwell, and Middlesbrough scramble it clear for a throw in on halfway. 9 to go, 0-0, but there's belief around the Coventry Building Society arena.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be one team that's going to get the goal. It looks like it's going to be Coventry. Good quality coming in.
Bidwell down the left hand side, goes down, wants a free kick, all stayed in play, and a very loose pass from Middlesbrough. Coventry have won it back. Callum Doyle, midway point of the Middlesbrough half, just to the left of centre, just slows the game down for a moment. Now Gustavo Hamer looks for an option, out to the left hand side, poor pass, too firm, too straight, asking a lot of Jake Bidwell, and it ends up being a Middlesbrough goal kick. Matt Crooks is going to come on for Cameron Archer for a Middlesbrough change for these last 8 minutes or so, and there's a Middlesbrough player down inside his own penalty area. I think it's Tommy Smith. 0-0 the score.
When you're on top like that, Bidwell has to be bombing in behind. There's an excellent ball from Hamer. He's having that conversation with him. That's where he has to be. The way to pass was excellent. He's hiding behind it would have been Tommy Smith there. You can't see him. He's got to make that run in behind. Keep the pressure on.
So Matt Crooks, 7 goals in the league this season and his fair share of assists. 2, he's on. Last goal against Bristol City in April. So 7.5 minutes to go in this first leg of the Championship semi-final between Coventry and Middlesbrough. Zach Steffen under pressure from Godden, finds Alex Mowat. Middlesbrough inside their own 18-yard box, trying to play their way out of danger. Giles actually does really well to get the ball clear. Crooks try and get involved for the first time this afternoon, and that forces McFadzean to go back to his keeper, Ben Wilson. Wilson clears left-footed downfield, looking for Matt Godden. It's too high for him. Heading into the centre circle. Liam Kelly first on the scene for Coventry. Knocked down for Luke McNally. Kelly again. The captain plays the ball backwards to square to Callum Doyle. And now Jamie Allen takes over, having come on as a second half substitute for Josh Eccles. McNally, the centre half for Coventry, finds Hamer. Now Norton Cuffy, it's a heavy pass and caught on his heels a little bit, Norton Cuffy. And Ryan Giles, he's not able to let it drift over the dead ball line for a goal kick. And Middlesbrough still really happy to play the ball around the outside of the road penalty area. And Hamer is a touch to a fouled Hackney. I didn't see much wrong with that, but Bobby Madley did. Free kick Middlesbrough, 0-0.
Well, he's harrying after them, Hamer. Now I'm looking at this, I'm thinking there's not a lot in it, so I'm just going to have to wait in the monitor. But like you say, overplaying again in that defensive third, just inviting Coventry on. This is time. You've got Matt Crooks, you've just brought him on. You've got an outlet, he won the aerial duels, go direct, pick the ball up and play in the right areas of the pitch for Middlesbrough, surely.
Yeah, Crooks a very different centre forward to Cameron Archer. It's not so much about pace, it's about physicality and skill. Now Tommy Smith passes the ball straight out play to the invisible man on the far side, so Coventry have a throw, but we're into the last 6 minutes on Talksport in this first leg. Second leg, remember, live on Talksport 2 Wednesday evening, 8 o'clock kick-off. Myself and Adrian Clark will be on Teesside to find out which of these two make it to Wembley to play either Luton or Sunderland. They play Tuesday night. That's live on Talksport at Kenilworth Road with Sunderland 2-1 up from the first leg. Now Coventry give the ball away temporarily, but Gyökeres wins it back inside left channel. Just can't get it away from the challenge in midfield of Hayden Hackney. And now here's Ryan Giles winning the throw. They're stepping up, Coventry, trying to engage Middlesbrough as high up the pitch as they can, knowing that Middlesbrough like to play the ball about.
Gyökeres is really in the mood. I've got to say he was direct. He took too much on there. He's just got to release the ball to Bidwell and then get himself in the box.
Am I right in thinking this is what you were expecting of Coventry at the start of the game?
From the start, they took a little bit of time to go into the match. They weathered the storm the first 20-25 minutes from Middlesbrough. That back three was a back five, allowing Middlesbrough to have a lot of the ball, but straight away, boom, this is how they finished the first half. They just grew and grew into the match. I think the midfield three winning second balls in that transition, the right pass, keeping the pressure on Middlesbrough.
Some play up Sky Blues being sung around the stadium as Coventry win the ball back. Hamer looks to hit the ball over the top for Gyökeres. He's riding around Hamer inside his own half, claiming he was fouled by McGree. The referee did not give a free kick, Bobby Madley, but now he's going over to look at Hamer, who's planted his face in the turf and looks in some distress. It stays 0-0, 5 to go, and the train is being beckoned on to treat Gustavo Hamer.
Look, it is a free kick to Coventry. I've got to say that the referee was unsighted. He's followed the ball. You could see he was asking for information straight away. He's looking over at Gustavo Hamer, who's obviously in a lot of discomfort there. But I think Ryan McGree was just disappointed that he's been intercepted, had the challenge, he's reacted, he's went and harried and chased, and just came in a little bit late on Hamer there.
Live Rugby Union on Talksport 2 this afternoon. Let me remind you that Leicester Tigers are at Sale Sharks. 3 o'clock kick-off in the semi-final for the right to play Saracens at Twickenham. Andrew McKenny, your commentator. And the Leicester football team, Leicester City, are in action tomorrow night against Liverpool. That's all part of Monday night game night on Talksport. Adrian Durham will be at the King Power along with Sam Matterface and Danny Murphy. And Adrian, Sam and Danny in the first hour or so will reflect on all the talking points of the weekend, and then exclusive commentary of Leicester against Liverpool. Now you've just seen the stat on your screen about Victor Gyökeres and how well he's been dealt with by the Middlesbrough backline, Chris Iwelumo.
Yes, he has. Jules won 3, Jules lost 13. That's not pretty reading for Gyökeres there. I have to say he has been much better second half, as in ball, making sure it sticks allowing Coventry to get up, even doing the likes of what Chubac Tom does very, very well. comes deep, gets the ball, turns and drives direct at the Middlesbrough defence.
Hamer's just coming off to this near touchline, having had a bit of treatment, moving a little slowly, but he should be okay. He just caught his right ankle on the knee of McGree as he was clearing it. I'm not even sure it was particularly malicious challenge by Riley McGree.
The follow through wasn't it when he's made the pass.
Yeah. Anyway, Hamer waiting to come back on the field. It's temporarily a man advantage for Middlesbrough. The crowd are waiting for Bobby Madley to allow Hamer back on, and now he can get back on as Middlesbrough have the ball inside their own half. Into the last 2 minutes of normal time. There'll be a fair chunk of added time, I imagine, for the several stoppages that we've had in this second period. Is either side going to take an advantage up to the Riverside for Wednesday night's second leg, live on Talksport 2? It's currently goalless. Alex Mowat for Middlesbrough plays the ball through the centre circle. McGree teases it out to this left wing for Ryan Giles, and then McGree set upon by Hamer and concedes a throw, Gustavo Hamer, and McGree going to take his time over getting it back into play. Bradford against Carlisle, live on Talksport 2 tonight, 7 o'clock. That'd be a good game. Mark Hughes against Paul Simpson at Valley Parade. Every playoff game, semi-finals and final, live across the Talksport network. And this one going to leave it very much in the balance ahead of the second leg, but here comes Jamie Allen for Coventry, but Matt Crooks is back doing his defensive duties. Just got a nudge from Jamie Allen and wins a free kick, and Gustavo Hamer thought it had been taken and tried to fire the ball goalwards, but it hadn't been taken.
Yeah, it's quality from Matt Crooks. You have to come on. If he doesn't do that, Jamie Allen, close control, got away from Hackney there, but Matt Crooks comes back and does his duty defensively.
4 minutes of minimum stoppage time that we're into now at the end of this first leg. 4 minutes with the game at 0-0, and Coventry have a goal kick away to our left-hand side. And Ben Wilson, in no great hurry, it would seem, to retrieve it and spot it down. Maybe, just maybe, Chris Llewellyn, both managers will take this result back to Teesside.
Well, I think Michael Carrick will be the happier of both managers. I think Robbins will know I understand, I think they've a fantastic account of themselves, but they've really dominated this second half. I think clear-cut chances, that's what's been lacking. I think getting into that attacking third, 18-yard box entries as well, ticked all of those boxes, but shots on target, that's where they've been lacking.
Hamer fires the ball forward, maybe a late chance for Coventry. Gyökeres away down the left-hand side, faced up by Lenihan, gets past him into the area, rolls it back to Hamer at the edge of the D, plays it into the box, and it ricochets off a Middlesbrough boot, and Zach Steffen can pick it up and prevent it going out for a corner. 0-0 it stays.
I think Gyökeres again there, excellent mobility. As soon as he gets faced up, as soon as he comes in, I think, and gets away from Paddington there, I know it's a tight angle, get a shot away. There's a lot of bodies that's got to go through. It could cause all sorts of problems, little deflection, little nick, just changes the direction for Zach Steffen there. And then it's just about players like Matty Godden, even Norton Chuffy who's coming into the back post area. It's just anticipating, the ball could just bounce nicely for them there. Not enough shots on target.
Chris Llewellyn alongside me, Ian Danter. A minute and a half of the minimum stoppage time has gone. Coventry 0, Middlesbrough 0. Destined to be all square going back up to the northeast, unless there's time for somebody to snatch it. Here's Alex Mowat for Middlesbrough on the halfway line, squares it left for Hayden Hackney. Good ball forward for McGree. McGree driving towards the area, faced up by Kelly. Giles calling for it on this near side, level with the box, gives it back to McGree. He's run down the left-hand side. Giles again goes for the dead ball line and wins a late corner for Middlesbrough at the north stand end. Can they force the issue from the set piece?
Middlesbrough, Ryan McGree, Giles, linking up, knowing exactly what the other strength is. Giles there, I thought a cross was coming in, it was blocked very, very well, marshalled all the way into the 18-yard box there, and like I say, corner kick, but fantastic little bit of play down this left-hand side. Paddy
McNair nearing 200 appearances for Borough since he moved from Sunderland back in 2018, former Manchester United defender. He's got the ball spotted down on this near side, and the referee wants to check that it's touching at least some part of the quadrant. And he says, come and check it, Paddy McNair says. Come and have a look, ref. Nothing wrong with that. And so Bobby Madley goes across to check, and he says, move it back after all that. Oh, good. What a load of nonsense. McNair will finally have the corner. This could be the last action of the game at 0-0. McNair, deep corner to the far post, and Wilson can let it go all the way behind for a goal kick after all that. Goal kick, 0-0.
Well, it's concentration levels, isn't it, defensively for Coventry there when that nonsense is going on at the corner flag. You're thinking, well, you've got to stay switched on. Paddy McNair, it's a pure corner in the end. That centimetre must have made all the difference.
Bobby Madley looks at his watch. The 4 minutes have elapsed. It's now down to the referee, and he allows the goal kick to be taken by Ben Wilson. Flicks on, and there goes the full-time whistle that ends this first leg. All square, going to Teesside for the second leg on Wednesday evening. Coventry and Middlesbrough can't be separated after a full-blooded encounter here in the Midlands. The best chance of the game did come in the first half, where Ben Wilson, the Coventry keeper, made an outstanding save to deny Middlesbrough's top scorer Chuba Akpom when played inside the area. But no quarter asked or given from either set of players. But maybe Michael Carrick slightly the happier that he's taking his team back up, having not conceded, even though they haven't found the net themselves. Full time with 90 minutes, maybe more, to come at the Riverside on Wednesday night. Live on Talksport 2, it is Coventry City 0, Middlesbrough 0.